Hi, Malaki.
How's it going? You all right?
Yeah, I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm brilliant. I'm brilliant. I'm brilliant.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so
Yeah.
excited to talk to you because I know that I haven't had an opportunity to speak with many Black designers, and that's what you are. And I like the
Yeah.
aspect that with your designs, they come also with having that positive affirmations, that positive step for the community as well. So I'm really excited to find out a
Yeah.
bit more about that. But before we start, can you tell me a little bit about you? How you got into design and fashion and design?
Well, yeah. It started from I was younger. Really, I've always been interested in kind of just bringing ideas into reality and just um basically when it came to Valid, I just really making it into a business and um I see myself more as almost like a businessman and more of a CEO more than a designer more than anything because despite having the creative side of it, it's really mostly about bringing the community together and really just um creating that black community, that black that business community, and just keeping everyone um going in the right direction, if that makes sense.
I hear you. So it's about
Yeah.
exploring, you got that creative side, but you also wanted to merge the
Yeah.
two by enhancing the community as well and to increase networking. Is that what you mean? Networking.
Yeah. Yeah. 100% networking.
Mm.
Because of course, well, what Valid stands for is vanquish any limitations indefinitely. So within the black community, as we know, there's a lot of problems. There's a lot of limitations that we've either put on ourselves or from external factors. And what Valid is basically here to do is completely get rid of those limitations, those the mental imprisonment that we put ourselves in, and ultimately just giving yourself confidence and knowing that you are very much capable of achieving your goals.
Yes.
Really.
I like the idea that you've acknowledged that some of the limitations that we have are ones that we've placed on ourselves. And yes, it's been influenced by
Yeah.
history, it's been influenced by our environment, but it's been able to
Yeah.
break that ceiling, is to break those limitations. And it sounds like that's what Valid aims to do.
Definitely.
Mhm,
Definitely.
mm. So,
100%.
tell me about the type of clothes that you actually do. So we'll look at the networking stuff, but let's talk about the clothes first. What is it? Is it going out wear, casual wear, sports wear, women's wear? What exactly are you focusing on at the moment?
Well, at the moment we have t-shirts and we have a lot of jewelry. So we do grills, we do the wire like a plethora of different products that you can choose from. We also have Valid Pink, which is run by my partner. And what she does is, she has affirmations on t-shirts as well, and she does eyelashes and nails and things of that nature. But we're also gonna release a sportswear line as well because we wanna cover everything basically. We want to cover every aspect. You don't need to go Asda. You don't need to go Versace. You don't. We're gonna have everything basically.
Yeah, and I think that's something that's really important. For me, I
Yep.
think that the Black community, we spend a lot of money on designer clothes, designer wear, sportswear, top high-end brands. And I
Yep.
think that that
Yep.
money could be wisely directed into owners and designers, Black designers, put it back into the Black community. So when I think about
100%.
brands, also think about the aspect of branding and being branded,
Yeah.
and I think
Yeah.
that we need to move away from wearing the family names of our ex-colonizers or people that don't look like us, and maybe move forward to wearing brands that we can relate to. Do you know what I mean? So aspect of having
Yeah.
something with meaning, like you like Valid,
Yeah.
which has got a meaning behind it. It's got that affirmation. So when you see that name, you're thinking positive
Yeah.
things. Is amazing. So I applaud you for doing something like that. I think we really need to wear, as you said, you want to do the whole thing. So I'm glad that you've
Definitely.
started, but I think it's really important that we go on that journey. So tell me
Right.
about the networking part of Valid.
Well, what we do is we do events. So we do business events where, you know, where if you're a Black business owner, you can come and network with other Black business owners. And if you simply just want to be around people that have the same kind of mindset, you don't necessarily have a business, but you can come to our events and, you know, speak to people, get some information, and, you know, ultimately just bringing everyone together from young to old. Because like you mentioned, with, you know, the history of Black people from the times on the plantation when we was basically divided and, you know, kind of separated so that they could, because, you know, there's a power in unity, and they've taken that, well, that's been taken away from us. So, you know, if we patch that up, then, you know, we're as strong as ever. So that's what our events are about, essentially.
Okay, so it's like information, it's communication, it's networking, it's knowing what's going around, and I
Yeah,
can see the strength in that,
yeah,
because we talk
yeah.
about wanting to spend the black pound and make it circulate, but if we don't know what
Mm,
resources are out there, then it can be really hard. So having an
yeah,
event like yours means that we know what's available. Do you know what I mean? So we're
right,
looking for a black plumber, a electrician, a designer, clothes wear, jewelry, then we'll get that information from those groups. So that's excellent,
right,
isn't
right,
it?
right.
And I
Yeah,
suppose, you spoke about that divide and conquer, and is
yeah,
something that's still very, very effective. And so it sounds like what you want to do is counteract that.
yeah. But we have to take power, and we need to take action, and take the responsibility for action. And, you know, you can't turn to the people that kind of, you know, created the suppression and say, hey, can you bail us out here? No, we have to kind of acknowledge and, you know, reflect on ourselves, and, you know, just take action, really. Just take
Definitely,
action.
definitely.
Mhm.
A fellow friend of mine often says that we have to be our own heroes. That's what it says.
Yeah,
We have to be our own heroes. And I suppose having your networking events is also like a masterclass. I suppose people can
yeah,
learn from each other as well. Do you have that
definitely.
capacity?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Well, what we tackle is mind, body, and soul. So it's a masterclass for your entire aura, for everything. So as well as getting food at our events, some good food, your mind will be, you know, fed quality information, because your mind is almost like a stomach. So when you feed your body the right materials, you're capable of, you know, doing anything, really. So if your mind is fed the right materials, you'll definitely have the right fuel to be able to bring forth whatever it is that you want, and essentially just manifest all your ideas into reality.
Wonderful. I like it's very spiritual. I like the
Yeah,
aspect of
yeah,
my body and soul. It brings that kind of Kemet kind of feeling of know thyself, where you have everything under one roof, where we're not
yeah,
in boxes, which is a very Eurocentric way of looking at it. It sounds like
yeah.
your organization is very Afrocentric in that it's
Right.
holistic and it's looking at
Yeah,
all parts of the different bodies, your mind, spirit, your soul, and come together to do manifestation.
definitely,
That's amazing. That's amazing.
definitely.
So where do you
Thank
see
you.
yourself in 5 years' time? What's your long-term goal?
Well, 5 years time, I'm worldwide, just worldwide dominance, and just, you know, we've got our people in all corners of the world. So just getting us all together and joining forces, and essentially just continuing to build relationships and just growing Valid to where everyone knows about Valid and everyone's wearing Valid, and, you know, it for it, the impact to be that, you know, nobody's limited, not from a child to an adult. Because sometimes when people get older, they think, okay, no, I can't achieve this, my time's over. Or you have someone that's young and they think, you know, I'm too young, I don't actually know what to do. And just kind of removing those limitations and saying, you know, worldwide, to everyone that you are capable. Because once all of us elevate, we can all contribute towards, you know, a better tomorrow, basically. So that's where I see myself. It's just kind of being almost the leader of um the rise of our minds and our consciousness.
That's lovely. That's lovely. I like the aspect of we all rise together, and that's another very Afrocentric kind of model. It's not that selfish, I'm taking care of me and mine, but it's about
Yeah,
helping the community. So when we all rise together, we're all stronger. And I
definitely.
can definitely see the benefits in that. We
Mm,
saw over the lockdown which recently happened, there was a massive big
mm,
change in how vulnerable as a community we were. And so I can
Yeah.
definitely see the benefits in us being stronger and being more united. Definitely see the benefits.
Right.
Yeah. So what made
Right.
you go that route? Because you look very young. I don't know how old you are. You look very young, but you have a very mature attitude to life and look in the future. So what inspired you?
I would definitely say my grandmother, so Sister Hanifa. She, because I was homeschooled for like pretty much for 10 years, I was homeschooled, and she, as well as teaching us, ABC and 1, 2, 3, I was taught like the essential, the source of, Black people and where our power come from. And it's almost like everyone else's history is quite strong. So when you look at other communities, the batons passed down, but what's generally passed down in in our community is like trauma
Yes.
and just these blockages, mental blockages. And she, for me, I'm very grateful to have a grandmother that she fed me the right things, basically. So that's, I have to point it directly to her.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's a beautiful thing to say. And I can hear what you're saying is you're breaking that generational curse, really. You're breaking that curse,
100%.
isn't it? And that's what you'll do.
100%.
And I think it's
Yeah.
very correct when we talk about education and learning about history. And there is a big emphasis in the Black community to always reinforce our traumas. Do you know, there's many
Yeah.
films and even in Black History Month, we're talking about the horrible things that we've experienced. And there's not much talk
Right.
about our kings and our queens and our heroes
Yeah.
and positive things that we
Exactly.
were with prior to slavery, for example. We've been on the
Right.
planet for a long time, achieved great things, and lots of our ideas and knowledge has been taken away and stolen and reframed to look like somebody else discovered it. Do you know what I mean? Even
Right.
though he was already there. So I can definitely
Yeah.
see the advantage in being homeschooled because your grandmother's been in control of the information you've gained, and you've had that. It sounds like from an Afrocentric perspective, and not the
Yeah.
Eurocentric perspective that we normally get in school. So maybe that's
Exactly.
why you've got this power and this energy.
100%. 100%. 100%. This is the thing, like, when whatever you feed into the children and whatever you feed into the youth, that's essentially what the future is going to look like and what it's going to be.
Yeah,
So if we feed, especially our children, we feed them the right things. In every other culture, they're being fed the right things, right? So they know about their great grandfathers and what they've done, and they carry that with them. So we should remember where we come from. And like you said, with the kings and the queens, like they try to play it off like the pyramids were put there by aliens. Like, come on now. But yeah, I talk about alien and them thing there. Like, that was definitely our thing, that, you know what I mean?
definitely,
With the
definitely.
mathematics and everything.
Yes.
Not to get too deep though, because we know that,
No, but I mean, it's
sometimes
factual
it scare
evidence.
people off.
But it's factual
Yeah,
evidence. I
100%.
mean, sometimes sometimes it can be seen as uncomfortable truths for some people, or it can be a
Yeah,
revelation and an awakening for others. I mean, there's a reason why the noses of the sculptures in Egypt and Kemet was broken off, and not an eye or an ear. What Cat Williams said recently. There's a reason for that, and there's a reason why the artistry was repainted and images made lighter, or Black images not shown. Do you know what I mean? So there's
right.
definitely a reason for that. And I think it is about that re-education. I mean, I remember speaking to a white audience and kind of say, why is Africa poor? Just to ask that question, why do you think Africa is poor when it has all the
Right.
gold, the diamonds, the minerals, oil, the cobalt, everything's in
Yeah,
there. It
exactly.
has been and never will be a poor continent. It's never been like that. Do you know what I mean?
No,
It's only done by design. Do you know? It's done by
right.
design. But
Yeah,
people just don't think about those things because we've been taught otherwise and seen images of people in a bad state. So I love
right.
the fact that you're changing that and showing true
Mm,
images and true
yeah,
examples and being a
100.
true example.
100%. It's the
That's
only way forward. In my opinion, it's the only way forward, honestly. But yeah, just wanted to acknowledge that, everything that, that you doing is people like you, Sophia, that really create a platform for the Black community to kind of prosper and yeah, I just wanted to acknowledge that because it's very important towards the goal that we're pursuing, basically.
Oh, thank you for saying
So
that. It's really important. Thank you. I think, as you said, it's
100%.
communication, it's networking. So I suppose we're doing similar things with that goal of uplifting everybody, and that's what we need. Do you know what I mean? To have
Yeah,
those resources, positive resources, which is what you're creating. So, if somebody wanted to get
definitely.
hold of your clotheswear or to find out more about your networking events, how do we get hold of you?
Well, yeah, you can contact me via emails. So valid is valid at outlook.com, or you can just send me a DM on Instagram at yeah, VLD underscore is underscore VLD. Yep,
Wonderful,
just
wonderful.
send me a DM.
And you're on any other platforms? You got websites?
Yep, I've got a website, so valid43.godaddysites.com.
Wonderful. And that's where we will see your
And you can jewelry and yeah, all of that, yeah.
t-shirts and that. So I like that your family business. I like the idea of that everybody's involved. And so and the what kind of is it? You said there's affirmations on t-shirts. So why did you go that route? What's why is that important to wear positive words on your shirt for you?
Right, because everywhere you go, whether we know it or not, there's affirmations everywhere. So whatever is kind of repeated to you and whatever words is fed into your mind, those are affirmations. So, and they're not always positive ones. So I think to kind of flip that on its head, if you have positive affirmations on your clothes and it's something that you wake up and you see, and then that you're feeding your mind the right materials in order to feel confident within yourself, and whatever you put around you like frequently, that's what will become you. It will morph into you and you become that.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
love that. I love that. And I think that's very true because advertising is very, very powerful and we don't realize it. And you're
yeah.
far too young for this, but there was an advert which discontinued probably in the 70s, and it was like a
Mm,
shaken back advert. And people of
yeah,
me and your grandmother's generation will still
yeah.
remember the words of that shaken back advert. Okay. And has been
What was it?
discontinued. Oh, I would have embarrassed and do it. But it's like the shaking back, bring the freshness back. Do the shaking back and bring the freshness back. If your carpet smells fresh, your room does too. Every time you vacuum, remember what to do. Do the shaking back. And now that's been discontinued
Boy,
about 40 years. Yeah, this is the
yeah,
power of advertising.
yeah,
And I still remembered the words. Okay. So
right.
I definitely see that value of not only you seeing it and putting it on, you wearing it, being reminded, other people seeing you and being reminded, because we realize that sits in your mind, just like that shaking
Definitely.
back. It has been living in my mind for how many decades? You know what I mean? Those
Yeah,
positive affirmations will be living in people's minds for decades as well. So,
definitely.
so, so yeah, I definitely see the value in that. It's a valid idea.
100%. I like what you did there. 100%.
Thank you. Wonderful. So thank you so much for your time and your energy, and keep on doing what
Thank
you
you.
do. It's absolutely
100%.
amazing. And hopefully we'll speak again soon.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Well, thank you for having me on your platform, and yeah,
You're
make
welcome.
sure to like and subscribe. Bro. Yeah,
Yeah, like and subscribe. Thank you so much. You take care, Malaki.
100%.
Take care. Bye bye.
You as well. Bye. Bye.
Oh, yeah. I believe one day, yeah. I believe in the future. I believe in the past. I believe what you truly desire, you can bring to pass. All you need is a focus and a story to hold, and the faith that you can achieve what's inside.